Now on Cruise with E-Rider, it is my pride and pleasure to present George Barris.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am thrilled to have you on this show.
Well, I'll tell you, it's such a great show here in Cincinnati, along with you, and is covering it, and I'm sure you got a lot of beautiful cars.
We have a ton of beautiful cars, but man, some that you've made.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to
icons.
Cover a Pioneer in the Alucard and the Hero Hada Merc to win many awards, but of course these television cars and movie cars are the inspiration.
And they stick out in people's minds for a long time, too.
Yeah, you know, here we are. You see the crowd from 6 to 60.
Yeah.
They'll always remember Batman and Munsters and Beverly Hillbillies and the Knight Rider, the Dukes of Hazzards, and the Starsky and Hutch.
And the Starsky and Hutch car, one of my favorites, too.
Yeah, it was a great show.
So you started off in this a long time ago.
Yeah, actually I started doing movies in the 50s.
Right.
Which was drag racing on the streets.
Right.
And which is today is Fast and Furious.
It sure is.
The young kids with the tuner cars.
No difference.
And then in the 60s we were able to come right into the Beverly Hillbillies was the first one, then the Munsters, and then Batman and Green Hornet and the Monkeys and the
Flintstones. You made them all, man.
Just about all of them. We had a lot of fun doing it.
What was the first Hollywood car you done?
The first movie car was with John Barrymore Jr., which was called High School Confidential. A young kid riding a hot car that was chopped and everything. And we had a scene where we had to roll it over.
Right.
But it was so low to the ground it wouldn't roll. So we had to take it up with a hoist and drop.
So now it started out as you and your brother, didn't it?
My brother and I both, we started way back in the 40s.
Right.
When we were going to school. Actually, my very first car was a hand-me-down from my parents, which was a 1925 Buick.
Oh,
So I got to paint it with house paint and hubcaps, and then I took the knobs off my mother's cabinets, put them in the grill, and of course when my mom got home, like every other teenage boy, I was in big trouble.
So how old was you at this time?
I was 14.
Man.
14. My brother was older, so he was able to drive, and I was able to customize. Right.
So now when did you get the idea for the Batmobile? Did they come to you with it, or was that in your head?
Well, they came to me because Dozier was doing the show. So when he came, he says, I want a bat fighter in the 20th century in 1966.
Right.
So when I looked at the concept of the show, I said, well, you got to have a Batmobile that fights crime like you do with the show.
Right.
How, bang, wow. So that's why I got oil squirters and nail squitters and rocket tubes.
So all those were your ideas?
All those were my ideas,
Oh, man.
Well, I had to follow the concept of the show because the show was so great.
Right.
Man, we had everybody, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis, all of them.
Everybody was on that show. I grew up watching Batman. It's one of the reasons I'm a car guy.
Yeah, well, it was good that we had so many good interests in it, as well as the ones that paid.
Where did the flames come from?
We actually, in those old days, we had a butane fire blower and then a fan.
And a fan? Man, thank you so much for being on the show. Man, anytime. And I'll tell you what, we're blown away by having you on, man. We have seen your cars for years and years, and thanks so much for being on.
Well, thank you again. I'm sure that your many viewers will enjoy the cars you filmed here at the show today.
Would you do me one favor?
Sure.
Look into the camera and say, keep cruising with E-Rider.
Keep cruising with E-Rider.